Welcome back to Haunted Happenings with Tony and Vera on KFFI 103.1 Tropico FM. I'm Vera Holiday.
And I'm Buck Delicious, filling in for Tony Barrow tonight. We are really excited, actually, to share with you that our Haunted Happenings YouTube channel, it's back for its second season, and we are covering, Vera, we want to say it cool.
Oh my god, yeah. Boise's next drag
superstar
Monsters.
The Reckoning.
See,
this is why you guys have me be
Boise's next drag superstar Monsters, The Reckoning.
Indeed, yeah.
That's this is a 5-week alternative drag monster competition, and it is packed with talent, drama, thrills, everything you could ever hope for. And it is all happening live at the Balcony Club, which is a 21+ show, and the audience votes play a crucial role in determining the winner. It is like all up to you. It's crazy.
It's awesome. We're bringing you exclusive up-close coverage. We're bringing you a brand new set. And of course, all of the action every Thursday on our YouTube channel. But this week is really special because we're doing our reactions to this week live on the air with you.
That's right. Thanks for being flexible, everyone.
Yes.
Let's get into it, shall we? We have a lot to cover. And we'll do it as well and quickly as we can. So this week, our monsters were tasked with double duty for their main challenge. They were tasked with reimagining a horror icon through their own monster aesthetic.
That's true. And then for their mini challenge, which by the way is wild to me, in one show live, they had to go from a horror icon to a complete transformation and show us glam monster realness, which the theme was crashing the worlds of high fashion and horror in a way only they can. So to go from a complete horror icon all the way to glam,
I don't know how they do it.
I don't know
how they did it. They all pulled it off.
When I found out that was the challenge, I was like, that is crazy. And I'm so grateful that I never had to do that in my competition.
That is cruel and unusual punishment.
Oh my gosh, that was stressful. I was stressed on behalf of them. So we have seven monsters competing, drag artists that are local, and they are battling it out every single week with the goal of wanting to become Boise's next drag super monster. So this past week, we'll start with Antifa.
Yes, which, if you guys don't know, Antifa, drag performer, this is spelled A-U-N-T space T-I-F-A. Antifa. Love it. What they brought for this week, their horror icon, they dressed up as Jason from the Friday the 13th movies. And they did like a very campy, pun intended, summer camp outfit. They had like a rhinestoned little crop top, little booty shorts. They were dancing.
Were so cute.
They were so funny.
And then for their mini challenge, they came out, and again, complete transformation. They came out in these like neon green like Liberty spikes and this black gown with like caution tape like draped over it. It was punk, it was fun, like I loved it. It was such a cool look.
It was everything. They were so funny. They were so funny. They did their main challenge. They danced around to Friday Night by Katy Perry, if you can imagine that.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was so
Jason with a whistle included, by the way. They had 2 whistles. Sorry.
And then so we also have another drag monster. They are fantastic. The Dryad. I get to say it. The Dryad.
The Dryad. I know.
The Dryad.
We have a rule here. You can't say their name without doing the Nosferatu 2024 voice. Thank you very much. The Dryad, they did for their main challenge, they did a Pinhead number from Hellraiser, and they did the full classic. They had like effects makeup where they actually put pins. It looked like there were pins in their head.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I don't know how you do that. They're talented.
They're so talented.
How do you do that?
They do such a great job, I feel like, with storytelling.
Yes.
Like they are one of those performers that just kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't see my hands, but like I just did like a
you get it.
Like, draw
you get
in.
it. The girls that get it.
You know, the girlies that get it. But they just like draw you in, and they're so entertaining to watch. And their stage presence is so great because like when they came out for their runway, like their stage presence, just like I want the Dryad. If you are listening, you may mail me the dress. I will DM you my address. I want it so bad. It had this just like it was neon green, and it had this like massive, like gorgeous long train, and it's just like beautiful distressing in the front. I'm not a distressed girly pop. Like I'm not like, that's not usually my style, but like when they came out in it, it was so beautiful and elegant and just, yeah.
Oh, it was everything.
I loved their dress. It was so good.
It was everything.
So please mail it to me. Thank you.
And speaking of, in simpler terms, Rob lists, which I have a very long Rob list. Thank you.
We should make the Rob list.
Honestly.
one day.
Speaking of the Rob list, Labat Amy, another one of those names that if you're not familiar with them, it is LOBOT space AMAIMIE, Labat Amy.
I think I
amazing drag name.
Spelled their name in the script. I think it's spelled AMIE.
Oh, whatever. It's Labat
Amy. That
Amy.
is correct. Our
That's
sources
fine.
just confirmed.
I doubt they care.
Sources.
Well, they, for their main challenge, they, if you're familiar with Hellraiser 2, there's an iconic character in that movie, the flayed Julia. I'm so Julia.
Oh my God.
Amazing. They came out, they had a screen in front of them they were like backlit, and let me tell you about the goo.
The goo.
I
was terrified. It was so scary. I was watching off from the side, and like I was like upside down filming when they like have this prosthetic, they like pull their face off, and there's this like slime that like gushes out of it. And I'm like upside down trying to film this moment and also trying really hard not to vomit onto the fucking floor. It was really gross.
It was so good.
It was great.
And they won this week.
And they did. They won this week. And then their runway was just incredible.
Oh my gosh,
so
Mugler inspired.
It was so like edgy and alternative, but like also so elevated and elegant and beautiful, and I loved the design of it. Speaking of runways I loved, Night Terra, who was also in the top this week, they had this really gorgeous runway. They performed something I love about Night Terra is they make every runway a performance. Like they make everything a story, and they do it.
They got a whole thing going on.
Great.
They're like, this is another chance to be a performer up here. Like,
for real. Like they take every opportunity. I really love it. And like they came out to "Death" by Melanie Martinez, which is on the Portals album. It's the first song in the Portals album, and it's the whole message is like death is life, is death is life, and they were this like almost like ghostly projection of this like dead lady.
Ethereal.
This dead rich lady who's just like wandering, and they just tell the story with their body. It's so cool.
Oh, it was so amazing.
Loved
and their
it.
main challenge, y'all know Jigsaw from the Saw franchise, correct? And speaking of goo, they had another moment. They pulled off like a Jigsaw mask. It was like a half mask, and they pulled it off. And I don't know what these people, I don't know what these people are using, but they really bring out all of the textures you could never want into their performances. They pulled off this mask, and there was like strings of like, it was so
so spooky, and
it was so good.
I love.
They had a tiny tricycle.
We loved the tricycle.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of performances we loved, Feral Sweet was doing this kind of like really fun and like fresh take, I feel, on like Frankenstein.
Yes.
And it was such a great, I almost swore too, but I didn't. I really love multimedia elements in performances, and this is probably my favorite personal like use of like multimedia in a performance that I've seen. I felt
for
like
those
it was so clean. For context, they had this video up on the screen behind them as they performed, and they had another local drag king, Butterscotch Bush. That's their drag name. That's their drag king name. Anyways, they had a drag king up on the screen basically doing like parts of the song with them back and forth, and so the timing was just so well done.
It was fantastic.
They had this like matching phone prop. It was so cute.
It was like a rhinestone. Here, painting a picture for you. They were like very like, I can't help but compare them to Cyndi Lauper every single time because they're very 80s, very campy, very horror. Like it was like an Elvira, Cyndi Lauper, if you can imagine that.
Like if you took like Elvira and like Cyndi Lauper, and then you
like Frankenhooker.
add, like it's just like they're such a, I love their aesthetic, and their drag is so unique. They're so cool, and the way they perform is just awesome.
Yeah,
like,
they were like shocked. They were
shocked.
like,
yeah. So during the video, there were like little like lightning zaps, and then like they would time it, and it was so well timed. And then also just really quick to touch on their runway before we move on, they had this really beautiful like gold chiffon kind of moment, and this beautiful like gorgeous crown, like just this jeweled. It was beautiful.
Kill me.
Stunning. It was so glamour.
So
I loved it. Mixed Direction.
Oh yeah, speaking of glamour, they brought glamour into their main challenge anyway. So I don't know if you guys are like on the internet, if you're like chronically online like we all are here, but there is this there's this version of Chaperone's Pink Pony Club that it's like someone like what is that called?
A mashup?
They mixed it down to a minor key.
Oh,
they like shifted the mode, transposed it down to a minor key. Thank you. I'm a musician. I should know this. And so it's like a goth version of Pink Pony Club mixed in with like the organ notes from Phantom of the Opera. And this person did a pole number, and they like decorated the top of their pole.
Yeah,
to be a chandelier.
With a chandelier. And then they come out and they do this like beautiful, gorgeous like pole dancing work.
Oh my gosh.
Which, by the way, is so difficult to do.
Yeah.
Like
and lip syncing.
And lip syncing at the same time. Like they're
and masked.
And then they take off this mask, and underneath you see that just like fully rhinestone like prosthetic.
That must have been a sensory nightmare.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
But it looked amazing.
But it looked so beautiful, and just they had this message talking about sex work is work, and this like connection with like the horrors and the challenges of like not being perceived as a real like person, and not being treated like a person as a sex worker, and also like encouragement and overcoming that. It was a really powerful message. I actually cried about it. It was really beautiful and really powerful. And anyways, all of that to say, their act was just so well
it was fantastic to watch. It was fantastic.
And their runway.
Can I tell? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, please. Gagatandra, first of all.
Yeah. The makeup, like I've never seen this performer do this type of makeup before. And I was like, if you're listening, that was insane. That was insane. That was like the most like fully transformed I may have seen you ever. And it was fantastic. It was like it was like this ghostly, so they completely whited out their eyebrows, they completely whited out their eyelashes, they had like contacts in, I believe, right?
These, like
white
blue, yeah.
It was crazy. I like didn't know who it was when they first walked out.
I didn't recognize them.
It was fantastic.
Like I didn't
not that I don't want to recognize you, because I also love you,
but like it was amazing. Like your makeup was just so good.
It was fantastic.
Then finally on our list of 7.
On air.
Can we say their name?
On
That's
here?
a good question. I don't think.
Okay,
Adam, I can't say your full name on air.
Adam. Female dog.
Word that rhymes with Stitch. That starts with a B.
Yes, you can paint a picture of whatever that word is at home. Thank you.
Because I can't say your full name on air. But like their performance was really cool. So
I love it. I love extreme performance art on stage, and this person did. It was kind of like a Dr. Frankenstein number as well, I believe, right? That's kind of like the vibes I got.
Yeah.
It was very laboratory. But this person had needles in their arms. They had like 5 needles per forearm?
It was, I don't even know how many. I kept
staring.
trying.
I was entranced.
Well, at first I was like, are those real? And then I realized very quickly that they were in fact real.
Yes.
And that is so punk rock.
Yeah. Oh, it was amazing.
They are so punk rock.
I loved it. I could hear the people around me squirming, and that's one of my favorite things on earth. They proceeded to pull these needles out of their arm and wiped their own real blood like all over themselves. It's crazy. And that's what this competition is all about, I think. It's just like pushing the limits, and it was everything I needed.
Yeah.
Everything I wanted.
Adam is such an incredible artist. Their runway. Okay. Their runway was funny. They did this like camp take on a runway, and they did KFC, like the Colonel Sanders, but they did it in the Adam way. And it was
so good.
So you must imagine like this like gorgeous like rhinestoned like very shiny beautiful white outfits that they're in, this, you know, the suit and this silver hair that they had. It was awesome. And they come out to my favorite country song of all time, by the way, which is Chicken Fried.
And I hadn't ever heard that before, so I was like, what is happening?
It was so good. It was so camp. It was so silly. It was so ridiculous. So all of these monsters, like, they're amazing artists, and I am so excited to see what they do next week.
Yeah, so if you haven't heard of our opinions so far, like, this is something that you absolutely like. If you love this stuff, if you love it, there's a space for you, and it's happening right now. And for more about these drag artists and for more full coverage of the competition, you can head to our YouTube channel. We cover it, and we really appreciate the support. Producing the YouTube show takes a lot of time and a lot of resources, and we're doing it all of our own, so help.
Yeah, it's challenging, you know, like there's just 4 of us on this team, you know, and we do it on our own. So if you want to help us keep the magic alive, you know, every little bit, you know, it goes a long way. Every view, every share, every way of support is really awesome. So thank you for supporting us, and you can check us out on hauntedhappeningsboise.com.
And remember, if it happened,
we have it on Haunted Happenings.